will you recommend to the Premier that we may need to lock down that suburb?
At this point in time, our efforts are focused on getting high rates of testing. And whilst the fact that I'm announcing that we've had 21 cases linked in one way or the other to the Crossroads Hotel or that cluster, to some extent that represents a success, because every one of those cases we can find, we can stop that ongoing transmission. I do urge anyone in the community to come forward for testing, even if you haven't been at the Crossroads Hotel, because we want to get any indication that the virus has spread more broadly in the community. At this stage, all of the cases that have been notified, and this situation can change rapidly, but to date, or just before coming into this press conference, all of the cases have been able to be linked to either attendance at the Crossroads or contact with another known case. If we see any emergence of cases that are not linked to the either known cases or the Crossroads, attendance on those days, then obviously that will lead us to reflect on additional measures we need to take in that area.
In terms of hotel quarantine, why have there been some people allowed out of their hotel quarantine before the 14-day period?
So that's probably a matter for police, but there are a range of exemptions that are in place where people are given exemptions, but it's a very small group, and police probably can best answer that question in terms of any leave beforehand.
And are we thinking anything about New South Wales locking down again? Is that on the cards at all? As I said, we're just continuing to monitor this situation very closely, and we continue to reflect on what additional measures we need to have in place. But my key messages to the community at this stage are come forward for testing. I would love to see the testing rates hit that 20,000 every day of this week, and I challenge the community to come forward. I need to get all members of the community, so it's very important that in discussions with younger people who we know who are underrepresented in the testing, particular groups that may be concerned about going and get tested, that we actually all support each other to get tested at this critical time. Finding the cases will allow us to best understand if we have missed any chains of transmission, and will allow us to prevent community transmission taking hold in New South Wales.
With the Star Casino case, was this person at Star Casino symptomatic? And how many people do you know yet were exposed to that person?
My understanding is that the person did not have symptoms when he attended the Star City Casino, and he may well not have been infectious. It's sometimes unclear, particularly when people have very mild disease, about the exact time of onset or the time of infectiousness. We also are advised that he was largely maintained within his group and really did not interact with anyone else. But obviously, for the abundance of precaution, we've let the community become aware of the sites where people may have been at who may have been infectious. But as I said, we're taking a very precautionary approach. And the key message is anyone with symptoms, please present for testing. And anyone who's been at that hotel between the 3rd of the 10th of July, the Crossroads Hotel, we're asking you to self-isolate, and please get tested regardless of whether you've got symptoms. But remember, even if you return a negative result, please stay isolated for 14 days since your last exposure to the hotel, and particularly like to also call out those that attended on the 9th of July at that Crossroads Hotel.